Hello, my tarot peeps. Thank you for joining me for another weekly reading. This week, I thought it would be fun to use the spooky but very elegant Vampire Tarot by Robert Place. It's an amazing deck, which I never use. I usually only pull this out once a year at Halloween and do a weekly read with it. I should read with it a lot more. It's amazing. But anyway, this is the deck I'm using. I hope you guys like it, and let's get going. So the three cards that I drew for our weekly reading are the Five of Stakes, and the stakes are wands in this deck, so this would be the Five of Wands. Second card is the Knight of Stakes, or Knight of Wands in reverse, and the third card is the Six of Garlic Flowers. The garlic flowers are pentacles in this deck, so this would be the Six of Pentacles. So let's get going. I will read each card individually and then sum up at the end. So our first card is the Five of Stakes, or Five of Wands. And isn't this cool? This is so cool. On this card, we have this very Bela Lugosi looking Count Dracula himself, who is giving us this very piercing, menacing gaze. He looks like he's literally just about to pounce on you. He's coming after you to suck your blood. So the Five of Wands can be about confrontation. And that's really the sense I'm getting from this card big time, is we could be encountering somebody this week or have dealings with somebody who is very confrontational, who is very challenging. You could literally be dealing with an energy vampire this week, a very negative individual. Not to worry you guys, not to stress you out, not to make you paranoid, but just to give you a little bit of a heads up. You could be encountering a difficult individual this week, okay? So yeah, this guy is coming at you. He wants something from you. There could be somebody who wants something from you, somebody who is trying to take something from you, somebody who is challenging, confrontational, difficult. So keep that in mind. Our second card is the Knight of Stakes in reverse, and I'm showing you the card upright so that you can see it in all its glory. Again, isn't this deck amazing? One of the really cool things about this deck is that all the court cards are kind of horror or goth characters, or in some way related to the Dracula story. And here the Knight of Stakes is represented by Edgar Allan Poe, one of the most famous, one of the most renowned, one of the most beloved horror writers of all time. And he is the Knight of Stakes in this deck. So he is somebody who's very creative, somebody who's very imaginative, somebody who is very dynamic, somebody who commands attention, somebody who gives their all. This is what the wands are about. They are the suit of fire. They're all about passion, inspiration, creativity, all that kind of thing. So in the upright position, this is a very positive individual, somebody who expresses their creativity, who expresses their artistic side, who is very renowned, somebody who has a great deal of ability and goes out and gets noticed. However, when this card is in the reverse, this can be a negative individual. This can be somebody who's very egotistical, somebody who is very sort of grandstanding. And again, I'm thinking this could relate back to that Five of Stakes card, the Five of Wands. This could be further information about the individual that we're dealing with this week. Knights are generally thought to represent men, young men, okay, but it doesn't have to be a man, could be a woman as well, and it's not age specific either. Knights are just people who have a lot of energy, who have a lot of determination, who are very aggressive, who go out and get what they want. So this person, this Knight of Stakes in the reverse, is somebody who is really kind of manipulative and going out there and getting what he wants for his own selfish means. This is a very notable person, somebody you can't help but notice, somebody who commands attention, but in a bad way, somebody whose motives are not the most benevolent. Okay, this is a person who is concerned more with themselves than anybody else. They're all about getting what they want. So this could very well be the person that we are dealing with in the Five of Stakes. Our final card is the Six of Garlic Flowers, or Six of Pentacles. And this is a card all about giving and receiving. And I think this is illustrated so brilliantly here with this vampire on the right. The vampire is on the right. She has slit her wrists and the blood is flowing, and she's about to feed this other vampire, probably a newbie vampire, to sustain her, to replenish her, okay? So that's a really great way of illustrating giving your energy to somebody, giving your love to somebody, giving your support and your a sense of security to somebody else. Okay, so very interesting that this card is coming up with this difficult Knight of Stakes person and the Five of Stakes in our first card. So the sense I'm getting from this card is that this is advice about how we deal with this person. Okay, if we are encountering a difficult individual this week, I think it'll do us well to think about them in a kind, compassionate manner. When people are selfish and when they are manipulative and when they go about things in a negative way, they're doing so from a sense of insecurity, deep insecurity within themselves. They are fearful. They are needing something that they don't have in their lives. And this is the way that, and this is why they act out the way that they do and why they're difficult to deal with. But if you can think of them, if you can regard them in a kind, compassionate way and think, this person is really in pain. This person is really needing something, and I can help them. I can be kind to them. I can be compassionate. I think this card is giving us kind of that advice this week about how to handle this person, to think about them in a kind, compassionate way, rather than just reacting to their behavior, which can push our buttons and which can feel like they're violating us or doing something negative to us. I think it would do us well this week to take this attitude and think of them as somebody who's wounded, somebody who needs help, somebody who needs love and kindness and compassion. And I think that is what we're seeing here. So I am now going to sum up our reading, and I'm getting two interpretations of this reading. And I'll go, the first one is, as I was saying, we could be dealing with somebody in our lives this week who is very difficult, who is very challenging, who is very confrontational. They could push our buttons. They could be doing all kinds of crazy stuff, acting out, being really, really pissy, okay? Just really annoying us and really getting under our skin, and just, you can't stand this person. It's really difficult to deal with them. The best way to approach this situation is to be kind and compassionate about it, okay? This person, whoever they are, is hurting in some way. They are wounded. This is the only way they know how to deal with life. And when they come into our path, we can either choose to react to them and go the same way, or we can rise above it and we can be kind and compassionate and realize that this person is really just very insecure and they are behaving the only way they know how. It's kind of a reaction for them. So think about it that way. It's going to help you deal with this person if you think about them in this way. And if you are really want to extend yourself and go out of your way and offer love to them, even though they are behaving badly to you, then by all means do that. If you are strong enough and secure enough in yourself to do that, that would be wonderful. Now, another interpretation I'm having of this reading is this could actually be us. We could be the person in this reading who is really acting out and being negative and being an energy vampire and being manipulative and being just difficult to deal with. And that's because there's something going on in us that is wounding us. We are wounded in some way, and we are reacting negatively to other people, and we're acting obnoxiously to other people. And if that's the case, you need to examine why you're acting the way you're acting, okay? But also be kind and compassionate to yourself, okay? Realize that this is not a reflection of who you are. This is just the way you are reacting to how you feel at this time. And you can change that. You can do things to change that. And one of the best ways is to be kind to yourself. Give yourself that love. Give yourself that understanding. If you feel that nobody understands you and you're lashing out at people and you're being challenging and confrontational, ask yourself, is this really the best way for me to deal with this? You know, obviously not. Recognize that there is a wound in you that is manifesting itself in this way. And love yourself. Love yourself. Hopefully you will get love from others as well. People around you who are kind and compassionate to you, But if not, the very least we can all do for ourselves is just love ourselves and be kind to ourselves and give ourselves that love and sustenance that we need. You know, we all need a shoulder to cry on sometimes. We all need that warm hug from somebody. And if you're not getting it from somebody else, then give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. Don't criticize yourself. Don't be overly critical. Don't blame yourself. Don't judge yourself. Just do what you can to change the behavior, because you know this is not the best way to go about life, is being an a-hole to other people, right? So that is what I'm getting from our reading. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you liked the deck. I love it. I really need to use this more. This is so cool. But anyway, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week for our next weekly reading. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now, guys.